I now call this meeting of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Wow, it's so great to be back. Hope you guys all enjoyed Andrew for the last 2 weeks.
Yes, we did.
We can take a poll.
We got out of here by 7:45 most days, so let's
Anyway, I want to begin our Student Senate meeting taking place on Thursday, February 26th, 2026 with a land acknowledgement. We recognize that Kansas State University, as the first land-grant institution, stands on the ancestral lands of the Kaw people. Our state of Kansas is home to 4 federally recognized Native nations, the Iowa, Kickapoo, Prairie Band, Potawatomi, and Sac and Fox. We must remember that the land serving as the foundation for this institution was and still is stolen land acquired by white settlers. We pledge our commitment to creating decolonized spaces at the university while advocating for the support and future success of Indigenous faculty, staff, and students at K-State. Speaker Pro Tem Lee will now take it away with first roll call.
Perfect. Welcome back, everybody. Alvarez.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
Benson. Black.
Here.
Biswell.
Here.
Brown Logan.
Here.
Brown M. Logan. Brown Wyatt.
Here.
Carey.
Here.
Koch.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
Dominguez. Erickson. Oh,
Here.
I see your Brown Logan. Freeman.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Gaston.
Here by proxy.
George.
George is here, yeah.
Glasscock.
George, yeah.
I got you, George. Glasscock. I saw him earlier. Where'd he go? Okay. Guru Shanker.
Here.
Halstead. Heller.
Here.
Hernandez. Holmes.
Here.
Holzmeister. Hoffman.
Here.
Kramer.
Here.
Corinna Rathna.
Here.
Kraus.
Here.
Jacobson.
Here.
Hassan Shakib.
Yeah.
Landwehr.
Here.
Lily. Lily. Mickey.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Naughton. Ohm.
Here.
Olingunju. Otto.
Here.
Pena.
Here by proxy.
Perry.
Here.
Phillips.
Here by proxy.
Palenko Castro. Potter.
Here.
Prey.
Here.
Rafferty.
Here.
Richburg.
Here.
Richenberg.
Here.
Logan, I got you. Rogers.
Here by proxy.
Rudd.
Here.
Scarborough.
Here.
Sorry, who was here by proxy? Rudd or Rogers?
Rogers.
Gotcha. Scarborough.
Here.
Shellhaze.
Here.
Shirky.
Here.
Shasavari.
Here.
Solis. Springer.
Here by proxy.
Sushanik.
He's here.
Where is she?
DP.
Has to be here in. Tio.
Here.
Till.
Here.
Trump.
Here.
Zacco.
Here.
All right, did I miss anyone? Okay. That's it, Evelyn.
All right, so we will now move into our first open period. Are there any first open period speakers? Okay, seeing none, we will move into our approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes unanimously? Senator Biswell.
I move to approve the minutes unanimously.
Second.
Okay, the minutes stand approved. We'll now move into our announcements. Okay, speaker office hours will be held on Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. Speaker pro tem office hours will be Tuesdays, Thursdays from 12 to 1 for the duration of the semester. I won't read through any of this. And just a reminder, please continue to RSVP for the annual SGA banquet. And Andrew, do you want to add, can people bring +1s?
Yeah, so if you want a +1, I don't know if it's present on the form. Just send me shoot me an email that you want to bring a +1. So I think we have 85 responses so far for the banquet, which is up. So yay, right? Yeah, as well.
We're allowing emerging.
Yeah, emerging leaders can come. So all the emerging. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, if you're an emerging leader and you didn't get an email from me with the link, ask me or Andrew and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, and then Katie should also have it too. So let us know. You guys are invited to come to the banquet. We're here to celebrate you. So yeah. Any questions? Okay, perfect.
And finally, we are recognizing Senator Vijay Savari for her presentation in Senate last week. She took on a difficult topic with courage and clarity. It is never easy to lead conversations around complex issues, but she did so with thoughtfulness and integrity. Thank you, Vijay, for fostering meaningful dialogue among SGA members. So let's give her that. All right, and finally, I'm nervous about this mic. Our quote for the week is, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek." Barack Obama. And we will now move into our committee reports. Are there any committee chairs that would like to give a report tonight? Senator Black or Chair Black?
Just a quick reminder to my committee members that were not there on Monday. We will be meeting this Saturday in the SPY conference room at 9 a.m. for our ACT presentations. So yeah.
Are there any other committee chairs that would like to give a report tonight? All right, we'll move into our directors. Are there any directors that would like to give a report? Speaker Pro Tem Lee.
All right, folks, two things for the banquet. I know we're sending out a superlative form soon. We'll get that sent out, so fill that out so we can have like fun little superlatives during the banquet. Also, so all our graduating seniors, there will be senior speeches. I'll be sending out a form soon to see who's interested so we can schedule you and block you out for the agenda. So that's another thing too. And also, this is from Director Byers, Audrey Byers, for our Donations for Citations program. We're looking for 2 volunteers. This is the legislative week to pick up. So is there anyone interested in signing up? Great, Carson. Who else can come with you? It's pretty easy. And Will or Emily. 3, the more the merrier.
30-ish. Whoever just calls it 10:30-ish.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, 10:30. 10:30.
So easy. You literally pick up crates of canned food, put it in your car, drive it to Cat's Cupboard, and then also return the crates so they have more crates. So yeah, keep doing all the good things you guys are doing. But yeah, any questions for me?
Yeah, I got a question.
What's up, Phil?
Make sure you check the form to fill out because some of the at-large members in my committee said they might be able to volunteer. I don't know if they have the time or not, but if so, please let them know so they can help.
All right. Well, they can just tell them to fill. They can fill out. They have edit access to the spreadsheet, so just tell them to fill it out. And put it in.
All right, please limit crosstalk in the chamber.
But yeah. Just tell them to fill out the spreadsheet. I think there's some other weeks this year too that the legislative branch needs to fill. So if you guys are interested in, this is great service hours to you guys, honestly. So to all our Greek life folks, we need service hours. This is like 2 hours you can knock out. So it doesn't take 2 hours, but I would count it as 2, to be quite honest. But yeah, it's great service hours, so it's a good opportunity. It's a great way to give back to the campus community. It's a great program. I know we've all benefited from it in some way or another. So yeah.
Very good. Any other questions for Andrew? Okay, great. Any other directors that would like to give a report tonight? Sorry. Okay, Senator Zach, go.
All right, I just wanted to say that my emerging leaders did really good at getting some Senate seats, and I wanted to shout them out real quick. So, big congratulations. I know these are not certified results, but unofficially, Natalie Miller, Isabel Jones, Addison Conrad, Molly Zacco, Cooper Contrusi, Luke Basler, Dax Eppard, Brady Clark, and Elaine Carruthers. Congratulations, and I'm so excited that we have some new faces in Senate. So, I don't know if that calls for, give them a round of applause, but...
Do what? Oh, go ahead, Chair Shirky.
I just want to say all 3 of the at-large members of my committee got elected, so they're awesome.
Wow,
Let's
round of applause.
go.
Round of applause. Exciting. Great work, everyone. Okay, any other directors that would like to give a report? And with that, we will go ahead and move into our approval of allocations. Is there a motion to approve all of the allocations? Senator Rudd.
I move to approve all allocations
Unanimously.
unanimously.
Second.
Fantastic. All right, the allocations stand approved. Wow, we were just moving right through the agenda today. I know you were all nervous. Okay, with final action, we have Bill 252677. This is the disbursement of reserve for contingencies balance. This was referred favorably from Senate Exec 5-0 to 0. So will the author please come forward?
I have a correction if it's still relevant. On line, could you scroll down a little bit, Anna? Yeah, line 39, there should be an S between the N and the R, and NISA can serve. It should be, or no, between the R and the V.
Okay.
Okay. I do not believe there were any changes made in committee, so we're really only going to spend about $3,500 out of this $6,000, but it allows us just to finish out the remaining allocations we had. We had a lot more requests than I was anticipating when we did the first one, so yeah, that's all I have to say to keep it quick.
Okay, seeing as that was debate in the positive, or is there any debate in the negative? Is there any debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? Okay, and with that, we will go ahead and move into a roll call vote on Bill 252677.
Alvarez.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Benson. Benson. Black.
Yes.
Biswell.
Yes.
Brown Logan.
Yeah.
Brown M. Logan. Brown M. Logan. Brown Wyatt.
Yep.
Carey.
Yep.
Koch.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Dominguez. Dominguez. Erickson.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Gaston.
Yes, by proxy.
Glasscock. Glasscock. Grushenko. George.
Yes.
Halstead. Halstead. Heller.
Yes.
Hernandez. Hernandez. Holmes.
Yes.
Holzmeister.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yep.
Kramer.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Karunaratne.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Hassan Shakib.
Yes.
Landwehr.
Yes.
Lilly. Lilly. Mickey.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Naughton.
Oh, yes, by proxy.
Ohm.
Yes.
Olengunju.
Yes.
Otto.
Yes.
Pena.
Yes, by proxy.
Perry.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes, by proxy.
Polinko Castro.
Hey guys, let's try to limit crosstalk.
Polinko Castro. Potterf.
Yes.
Prey.
Yes.
Rafferty.
Yes.
Richburg.
Yes.
Richenberg.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes, by proxy.
Rudd.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Shellhaze.
Yeah.
Shirky.
Yes.
Shasavari. Solis. Solis. Springer.
Yes, by proxy.
Sushanik.
Yes.
Teo.
Yes.
Till.
Yes.
Trump.
Yes.
Zacko.
Yes.
Am I going on the list again? Benson. Brown M. Logan. Dominguez. Glasscock.
Yes.
Halstead. Hernandez. Lilly. Polinko Castro. Solis. Has every senator had a chance to vote? Does any senator wish to change their vote? Seeing none, Bill 77 passes 52 to 0 to 0.
Okay, we will go ahead and move into final action on Bill 252678, which is the amendment to KSU SGA bylaws regarding the college fee committee membership requirement.
Evelyn, you have first rights to debate.
I do not believe any changes were made in committee. And with that, I will just say that this is necessary in order to comply with university policies. So are there any, well, not questions. That's my debate. Is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? And with that, we're moving into a roll call vote on Bill 252678.
Alvarez.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Benson. Black.
Yes.
Biswell.
Yes.
Brown Logan. Brown M. Logan. Brown Wyatt.
Yes.
Carey.
Yes.
Koch.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Dominguez.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Gaston. Where do you go? Okay. George.
Yes.
Glasscock. Guru Shankar. Halstead. Heller.
Yes.
Hernandez. Holmes.
Yes.
Holzmeister.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Abstain.
Kramer.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Karunaratna.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Hassan Shakib.
Yes.
Landwehr.
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes.
Mickey.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Naughton.
Yes by proxy.
Ohm.
Yes.
Olingunju. Otto.
Yes.
Pena.
Yes by proxy.
Perry.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes by proxy.
Polinko Castro. Potterf.
Yes.
Prey.
Yes.
Rafferty.
Yes.
Richburg.
Yes.
Richenberg.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes by proxy.
Rudd.
Yes.
Scarborough. Shellhaze.
Hey guys, crosstalk.
Shirky.
Abstain.
Shasavari.
Yes.
Solis. Springer.
Yes by proxy.
Sushanik.
Yes.
Tilio.
Yes.
Till.
Yes.
Trump.
Yes.
Zacco.
Yes.
Has every senator had a chance to vote? Does any senator wish to change their vote? Seeing none, Bill 78 passes 50 to 0 to 3.
All right, and finally, we will move into final action on Resolution 252645, an act to advocate for extended access to student support services for dependents of international students. Will the author please come forward? And also to note, this was referred this was referred with no recommendation from Senate Exec, 5 to 0 to 0. Were there any changes made in committee?
No, I just want to debate in possibility.
Okay, I will clarify just a second. So it was for the body, this was changed from a bill to a resolution because this is more of like a recommendation and less so, or I guess, go ahead, Joseph, you look like you want to say something.
You scroll down a little bit.
There are some changes that we made.
We added transportation services to line 52 at the request of the author, and we added Alexa Hesseltine to the list that we'll send it to, and then Kate to the resolution.
Okay, fantastic. Now you have first rights to debate.
I just want to reiterate why this bill is very important. This bill matters because it recognizes that international students do not exist in isolation. Many are here with spouses and children who directly affect their well-being, their stability, and also academic success. So by advocating for dependent, inclusive access, we strengthen equity on our campuses and also ensure that every student contributes to this university can thrive.
Fantastic. Seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Senator Holzmeister.
Tonight I stand in opposition of this resolution. To be clear, this is not a resolution to request for information. This is setting us on a one-way collision course. My opponents will tell you that this bill doesn't actually do anything, that we are just looking into it, that we're just investigating it. But we all know how this story ends. This is a strategic maneuver designed to bypass the institutional memory of this body. The plan is to start the clock now, wait a few months until the new Senate is seated, one still learning the ropes, and then present, then present this as a legacy project that already has broad support. By then, the study will conveniently conclude that we must provide student services to non-students. We are being asked to build the tracks for a train that has no brakes. If we must protect student interests, we have to shut the door now. We hear a lot about empathy in this chamber, but the empathy being proposed tonight is selective. The brand of compassion that is generous with other people's money while being indifferent to the consequences about the very people we represent. The core argument for this resolution is that international students face high costs. While that is true, but to prevent the only one struggling is a disservice to this entire campus. Every student at K-State is feeling a squeeze. Many students are taking out massive loans to pay the very fees we discussed tonight. So why should fee-paying students, who may be just as broke and just as stressed as the international students, be forced to subsidize the dependence of another group? To give one group a free pass while everyone else struggles to pay their own way would be a slap in the face. Our primary mandate is simple. We are the stewards of the student fee. That money belongs to the fee-paying students of Kansas State. That is our priority and our reason we exist as a governing body. It is fundamentally unfair to ask a student living on a strict budget to fund services for individuals who are not even enrolled in this university. We would be setting up a system where non-fee paying students are treated better than fee paying students. And then finally, this resolution admits a hard truth. Currently, nobody believes these services are worth paying for out of pocket. I actually agree with my opponents on that point. I don't want to pay for them either. We would all love free access to everything on campus, but free doesn't actually exist. Someone always pays the bill, and right now that somebody, if this resolution is passed, will be our fee-paying students. If our services are unsustainable without charging memberships to the public, the solution isn't to force other students to pick up the tab for non-students. The solution is to make our services more efficient and more valuable for the people who actually pay for them. We cannot afford to be nice with the budget that doesn't belong to us. We cannot prioritize optics over the actual duty to the fee-paying students. I urge you to vote no to this study and actually stand up for students who will work hard to pay for the fees we collect. Again, this will set us up. This is setting the path, charting the path that will ultimately lead to paying for non-fee
Speaker's time has expired.
To get free services.
Speaker's time has expired.
Vote no.
Seeing as that was debate in the negative, is there further debate in the positive? Chair Shirkey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Over the next 4 minutes, I'm going to explain exactly what will happen after this resolution leaves the chamber if it passes. The Student Senate has an established procedure for taking resolutions and turning them into actionable policy, or determining if they cannot be made into actionable policy. First, I want everyone to look at Section 2 of this resolution. Specifically, I want you to look at Section 2, Part 3, advocating for policy adjustments that support dependent access where feasible and consistent with university regulations and resource constraints. If this bill passes the chamber favorably, I'm going to draft a memo tonight or over the weekend to the next Strategic Oversight Chair, because they are tasked with making sure that the non-binding resolutions implemented by this Senate either are implemented, or if they are dangerous to the body or to our voters, that they are not implemented. This next committee is going to conduct a series of studies. They're going to meet with all of the agencies pointed out in Part A. They are going to consult with our student service fee chair, learn about the fee structure, determine what the best way would be to pay for access to these services, whether it would be through the general student fee, whether it would be through a new student fee for dependents, or whether it would be through some other method. The fact of the matter, and this is very important, we do not know going into this question whether there is a financially sustainable path to accomplish this objective. If you are concerned that there may not be a way for this government to fairly and equitably support dependents of international students without providing a financial burden on the rest of our domestic students, that's a very reasonable concern. And it's entirely possible that future committees will determine that that is not appropriate, that there is no way that it can be done. However, let me be clear. There are about 4,000 or 5,000 graduate students on this campus. There are hundreds, thousands of international students on this campus. And even among our domestic audience, there are older learners, returning learners, people seeking higher education after trying to get as far as they can in life without a degree. These people not only suffer the financial difficulties of paying for college as on its own, often through student loan debt, something we're all very familiar with, but they suffer the added burden of being responsible for the protection of others. This is a serious matter. I do not pretend to know what the right answer is. No one in this chamber knows what the right answer is to the question of dependent access to our services at this time. And that is why it is very important that this government make informed policies. If this resolution is passed, you will have a team of people in this government dedicated to ensuring that the resolution can either be made into policy or can be left in the dust if that is what is necessary. So for all of you that are concerned about the consequences of this resolution, I can only say that this will take many years and that ultimately you will have the final decision. Nothing that leaves this room and becomes policy does so without the consent of the Senate. Not a dollar will be spent unless you are very confident that the plans proposed are financially sound, are implemented fairly and equitably, and are ultimately in the best interest of the students. Thank you.
Seeing as that was a debate in the positive, is there further debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Senator Olang Juhu.
I also want to highlight that this bill does not guarantee for free services. It simply asks the university to consider pathways for access, including fee-based or dependent pass models if the institution deems them appropriate. So this keeps this bill fiscally responsible while still advocating for inclusion. Thank you.
Seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there further debate in the negative? Okay, I was going to say, is there further debate in the positive?
Yes, please.
Senator Hassan Shakib.
No. Maiwa.
Oh.
Okay, Maiwa.
Okay, no, go ahead. No. You have the floor.
Yeah. So thank you for giving me the floor. So I'm talking about the positives of this bill and this resolution is international students are integral to our research and cultural fabric of this institution. If we want K-State to remain a global destination for top-tier talents, we must provide an environment where their families can thrive. So this resolution is a kind of is a preventive mental health measure that fosters more inclusive, stable, and welcoming campus culture. This is not something that is low risk right now because this is an advocacy directive. It doesn't force any immediate budgetary changes right now. It authorizes the SGA to open doors and start the conversation with the offices like CARES Cupboard and REC services. It is fiscally responsible first step towards a more compassionate university policy. So I think I'm in favor of this, and I think like this resolution should be supported by us. And thank you.
Seeing as that was a debate in the positive, is there further debate in the negative? Is there further debate in the positive? Senator George.
Thank you very much. International students are part of our academic community. Hello?
Oh, Kazi has his hand raised. I apologize.
Can you hear me?
Yep, continues. Senator
All right.
George.
International students are part of our academic community. When the families are stable, students perform better academically. If students face hardship, stress transfers directly to the students. Supporting families strengthens academic focus, retention, and graduation outcomes. This is not just about dependents. It is about the success of the students. International students already experience cultural adjustments, immigration limitations, financial pressure, and social isolation. Adding family stress increase mental health strain. And I can say that this bill will promote preventive well-being and is going to support structures before problems escalate. And international students, they face federal employment restriction. For example, now, dependents of international students, they cannot work, they can't make money. So all these little services that probably we are supporting them with, for example, now, at Cat Cupboard, when we want to register, a family of 5 will register as a family of 5. When they are about to pick something at the Cat Cupboard, they will still be picking the same thing as a family of 1. So I feel like, what's the sense of we saying, oh, we are family of 5, and we are still picking the same thing as a family of 1? So, one of the reasons why I would want this bill to pass is, in as much as the student can pick, the independent of the student should be able to pick. But one important thing that we should be looking for is how to make this happen. Like, for example, now, how to probably work with Cat Cupboard, work with Rec Center, work with bus services, so that they can easily probably recognize them, and they can know how to structure them in, they can know how to bring them into the on board. That is one important thing I feel like we should be looking at. And I feel like this bill should pass because one thing is, when home is sweet, when home is good, it's very, very important and very sweet to learn in class. I mean, and I know some people that, for example, now, sometimes probably the husband wants to go to the rec center, but because number one, because he's not a student, he won't have access to it. I mean, they won't be able to go. And for example, now, and stipends are there. Stipend graduate students are getting are quite small. So I feel like there are sometimes probably they'll be struggling to have things in the house. I mean, when the husband can have access to Cat Cupboard, the wife can have access to Cat Cupboard, it's gonna make enough of availability of food. So I think that is one of the reasons why I feel like this bill should come in. Another thing I would say is, like we all know, Kansas State University itself, it's a global institution. And, kudos to Kansas State University. They have been supporting international students and their family, honestly. And I know Kansas State University, they stand for inclusion, they stand for campus diversity, and they stand for global engagement. And I believe passing this bill is going to further strengthen the integrity of our institution. So on this, I would like to appeal, and I would like to talk to my fellow Senate member. Let us look beyond the present. Supporting this bill is supporting bills, or is supporting about thousands of international graduate
Speaker's time has
students.
expired.
Thank you very much.
Seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there further debate in the negative? Is there further debate in the positive? Senator Teo.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. In case you haven't met me, my name is April Teo. I'm a junior here at K-State. And something about me is that I am not from Kansas. I am from Texas. But I have the privilege of having family nearby. Not everyone has that. International students are coming from hours away. More than hours. Days.
Okay, please limit crosstalk in the chamber. I'm not going to ask again, seriously.
days of travel to be here to learn with us. The thing that we take pride in here at K-State is that we are a family. So what can we do? We are supporting our family's family. By passing this, we are allowing a conversation. By no means is this designation of money right now, today, or even this semester, or even in the following year. This is allowing for us to have conversations and supporting our fellow Wildcats, and I find that this resolution should pass. Thank you.
Seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there any further debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? Oh, Senator Shahsafari.
Well, about the prices that we pay or the expenses that we pay, I should say that international students, they usually pay more for student services fee, and also they have to pay extra fees as an international student for their courses. So the money that we pay is not equal. And the other hand is that the international students are not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. And their jobs are just limited to campus. They are not allowed to work outside based on the regulations that the US has set for the students. And their spouses are not allowed to work legally. So in order to help them, I think that it is the best to support, because I know that this is a kind of financial, issue for them. I'm single, but I see some students that they have spouses or children, and they are, in need of food, or sometimes they want to use rec, but they can't because of the financial issues. So I think if we consider ourselves as a group, as a family, we'd better support them. Thank you.
Seeing as that was debate in the positive, is there any further debate in the negative? Any further debate at all? Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and move into a hand vote on Resolution 252645. All in favor of approving Resolution 45, please raise your placards now. Proxies raised 2. All opposed, same sign. Okay, resolution passes. Okay, and now we will go ahead and move into our introduction of allocations. Is there a motion to consider the allocations? Senator Otto.
I move to consider the allocations.
Okay, perfect. Will the author of Bill 252679, the allocation to the International Coordinating Council, come forward?
The International Coordinating Council is hosting International Week from March 29th, 2026 through April 4th, 2026. They had requested $13,480 and we're recommending $880.
Any questions or corrections for the author? Parliamentarian Coke.
Just the numbers on the side are the wrong part.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or corrections? Chair Lilly.
I just have a point of information. We got a lot to get through. If you want to just email me corrections, I will send it to the appropriate committee chair just to save us time tonight. Well, they don't know who it's going to yet. For this.
Well, are there a significant amount? I'm guessing confused. I don't really know why we need to do that.
Because there's.
Are there going to be a lot
to get
of?
Through 17 in the time we had, so we were kind of rushing through.
Okay. Are there any other questions or corrections? Senator Zacko.
I'm curious what the appeal process was like and why the second time around they were given money and the first time they weren't.
I can take
I'll
it.
say, if you want to, you got it.
So the very first presentation we saw from ICC, it was describing the events that they were hosting, and then the request was solely for food to go along with the events. They appealed that decision. We listened to a new presentation, and they had added promotional expenses and then supply expenses. And so that is what we decided to actually fund.
Any other questions or corrections? Okay. you, Carson. All right, will the author of Bill 252680, the Allocation to Sexuality and Gender Alliance, please come forward?
Alrighty. We've got an allocation for Saga today. They requested money for drag show. These are not on the right ones, and I didn't bring my iPad. Alrighty, they requested money for drag show. Happens every year. They came in and they requested $10,000. They've got some money for performers, and then they wanted some money for the rental space and other promotional expenses, so that we can help them throw this on. They requested $10,000, and we recommended $9,700. Questions?
Senator Hoffman?
What was the 300?
It was a miscellaneous expense. We tend to strike those just because precedent. Yeah, we don't know where they go. So,
Chair Sushanek.
How much have they requested in the past?
this is actually pretty standard. Last year they requested a little over 12,000, and I think the year before they requested about 13, if I'm not mistaken. I can pull up the spreadsheet if you want it, though.
Chair Shirky?
I have a follow-up to that. How much did they actually get? Sorry if this was already answered. I've been a little distracted.
Yeah, no, you're good. They got about 9,000 or 10,000 consistently the last 2 or 3 years, at least the years that I've been on the committee.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Bisbal.
What's their educational value?
Yeah, I anticipated this question. So the committee decided that this has an educational value based off the precedent that they set earlier in the term. And so when we heard ASU's presentation for their performers, you know, they have some sort of presentation or like an expression of an art that can then be interpreted as a form of education. And so through the drag show's expression of their form of art, they find educational value in that performance, if that makes sense. And we've set that precedent for the last 3 allocations, and so we decided to stick by it and not be too strict on that one.
Senator Tail.
Will you share how long they've been doing this drag show for?
Yeah, about 20 years now. Yeah, they've been here for a very long time. That surprised me as well 2 years ago when I first joined SGA. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Further questions or corrections? Chair Shirky?
My apologies, my hand was still raised.
Okay, no worries. All right, seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to Bill 252681, allocation to Kansas State Libraries Ambassadors.
Alrighty, Libraries Ambassadors, they're doing a Libraries Week, very cool. I think I get to table at this event, if I'm not mistaken. They've got some tables, they've got some information. They're gonna give a lot of really cool information to students. They requested $150 and the committee decided to allocate $10. I know, that's why I wrote it.
Chair Black.
Why are we giving them $10
Right.
for promotions?
Right, so here's the thing. They requested $10 for promotions and $140 for snacks. The problem is CEC statutes limit the funding of snacks that don't serve some educational purpose. And so CEC was like, well, let's just give them the money that they asked for promotions. And I don't vote.
Granted.
Point of information, is there any way we can just kill this right now so we don't have to vote on $10 allocation?
My budget's gonna look
Chair
so
Lilly.
I move to table Bill 81 indefinitely.
Second.
Okay.
Unanimously.
Second. Sorry.
My budget.
Okay, all in favor? All in favor of tabling Bill 252681?
I did it unanimously.
All right, I'll make a note.
They're gonna get us that outfit modem.
All right, we're going to move on to our allocation to the Entrepreneurship Club. So if the author will please come forward.
We tried.
I can't say that word. Entrepreneurship Club is hosting an entrepreneurship week, and they will be having a speaker to talk about entrepreneurship and mental health. How many times can I say that word after I'm done up here? Don't count, please. But they're inviting a speaker that had been personally impacted by mental health and then started a business to advocate and spread awareness for mental health. They requested $5,500, and we're recommending $5,500.
Questions or corrections for the author? All right, thank you. Next up, we have the fiscal year 2026 allocation to the dairy products judging team. Will the author please come forward?
All right, this one's been in purgatory for about a month, waiting on the account number, but basically the dairy judging team is going to competition in April, and they requested they requested 5,075. I can't speak. $5,075.60. We recommended $1,200 because there's only 6 people going. So, yeah.
Questions or corrections for the author? All right, great job. Chair Lilly.
How many people are going?
6. Wait, should be 6, right? Yeah, 6. It's 6.
All right, next up we have Bill 252684, allocation to the Economics Club. The author please come forward.
No. The one on the agenda. Okay, Econ Club is going to DC for an annual field trip, but it's not just your standard kindergarten field trip. They're going to meet with Senator Marshall, a World Bank economic forecaster, the vice president of Fannie Mae, and the National Taxpayers Union. So these are great experiences for students going into econ professions, especially econ professions that are related to policy and stuff like that. So they requested $2,800. They were recommended $2,600 because at the time they only had 13 members going. So yeah.
Senator Hoffman.
Yeah, I move to amend the amount recommended to the full 2,800 amount because of the excess additional students going on the trip.
Chair Lilly.
It has to be in writing.
It is.
Why not in committee?
Because this is how we decided to do it.
Okay, is there a second?
Is there a second to the motion?
Second. All right, great. Okay. Oh, Chair Lilly.
I move to suspend the rules, not do debate, and approve the amendment unanimously.
Second.
Okay, the amendment is approved. Chair Sushanik.
Does this amendment have anything to do with the fact that the Econ Club president moved to make the amendment?
Oh.
Right. Right, so he is the Econ.
He is here to represent the student body.
Okay, fair enough. Good enough answer for me.
If the committee doesn't like it, we'll change it next week.
I give it a big thumbs up.
Okay, any other questions or corrections for the author? With the amended bill. Okay. All right, and next up we have our allocation to Kappa Kappa Psi.
They're going to their Midwest convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and there'll be 12 members going for sure, and it's in Minneapolis. So, yeah, they were recommended $2,500. They requested $3,000.
Questions or corrections for the author, Senator Perry?
There's only 12 going. Shouldn't it be capped at 2,400?
We'll review that, but I think they're now up to like 13 going. So, yeah.
Further questions or corrections? All right. Great. And finally, we have our allocation to Pocono Entomology Club.
Yeah, a bunch of them are going to the 2026 North Central Branch meeting of the Entomology Society of America, and there's some grad students going that are funded by the departments, and there's some undergrads that are not funded by the departments. So they are requesting $1,000 to help cover some of the expenses of those undergraduate students. Questions?
All right, great. And with that, we will go ahead and move into introduction of legislation. So is there a motion to consider Bill 252687, codification of the Board for Open Educational Resources bylaws? Senator Biswell.
I move to consider Bill 252687.
Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward? Chair Lilly.
I move to allow the author to summarize.
For a second, okay. Great. Okay, the author.
Right, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
sorry,
The
Madam.
author's on Zoom.
Continue.
Sorry, Philip. Continue.
All right. This is one of three pieces of legislation you'll see tonight about boards for agencies that receive or have received government funding but are not currently under the jurisdiction of the KSUSGA. This specific one is for a library initiative called Open Alternative Textbooks. They received a student government grant about a decade ago and have been allocating that grant to members of the faculty in order to pay for them and the graduate students they hire to write textbooks, which are then sold at cost rather than at profit to K-State students. And this is usually like $0 to $10. And so because this institution is spending government money, the legislation will require that they have some sort of student involvement. And the obvious subtext is that future committees and governments will be interacting with this institution and determining whether it has financial merit. The representation will be majority student. We're not required to do this, but this is in line with the precedent set in Chapter 14, Section 8 of the statutes, which we'll be hearing a lot about. That's a student fee precedent, although this is not a student fee funded agency, and the legislation does not make it a student fee funded agency. Are there any questions?
Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to the codification of the Recreational Services Council bylaws. Is there a motion to consider Bill 88? Senator Biswell.
I move to consider Bill 88 and allow the speaker to summarize.
Second.
Fantastic. Chair Shirkey.
All right. The second one is for the rec center. So Chapter 14, Section 8 of the KSUSGA statutes requires that certain agencies which receive large amounts of government funding, I'm talking millions of dollars, have a measure of what we call an advisory or governing board. Exactly as the name suggests, a student advisory or governing board. Exactly as the name suggests, these institutions operate to advise and govern the administrative directors of these agencies while they're spending student money. And it is a requirement that these be written down in the statutes of the Senate, right? So it's not a legitimate institution until we write it in the statutes. Obviously, this was discovered during this fiscal year, and the legislation would correct the fact that currently the REC and the union are out of regulatory compliance, which is, of course, a problem if the Senate decides that it wants the REC and the union to continue to exist. This legislation codifies the current advisory board of the REC, which, as a point of information, Chair Lilly is a member of and can answer specific questions. And it is a majority student institution, as they all are, and it meets regularly and actually does have a significant governing role in REC operations. So, any questions?
Senator Holzmeister.
Would it be a friendly amendment to strike line 39?
One moment, I have to pull up line 39. Okay. So the parliamentary answer is no. The clarification is that if we amend the bylaws from this agency as they're currently written, it's not exactly clear in the current statutes how we will enforce such a change if it's brought on by SGA. So the longer answer is yes, we can probably amend it later after we pass it in the statutes. We can tweak it, but at the moment, there would be some practical difficulties in enforcing a membership change. And additionally, if we struck line 39, they would then fail, or they would be less in favor of the requirement of the student board, which would obviously be a problem.
Chair Sushanik.
I guess as a point of information, the Rec Council and Union Governing Board are both in the process of rewriting their bylaws. This is kind of us just getting out ahead of that, establishing some uniformity between their organizations and ours, since they're technically meeting the requirements set forth in the SSF portion of our statutes. So this is really just like a clerical getting us up to date. Alondra is currently on UGB. I'm a former member of Rec Council. Everyone's updating their bylaws. We're just trying to be in compliance with where we are right now.
That's right. And it may be within the purview of a future government to amend these bylaws and then kind of gently nudge these institutions to align with our values and our objectives for the agencies. That's just not the topic of this bill in particular.
Holzmeister.
Is line 39 not in violation of Senate Bill 135?
I'm not a lawyer, so I can't answer that question.
Chair Lilly.
So, yeah, kind of, but us changing it here doesn't actually change it. So we might just wait for them to do that.
Chair Alvarez.
Point of information. So I serve on UGB, and we're working on the UGB statutes right now, and the bylaws and all the governing docs. So we are going to strike those, and we're working on those. The reason why we have it here is because those councils themselves are working to rewrite their own bylaws. And so we have to take it up to them. So anyone is concerned about the line 39 in this specifically and in the other bylaws that we're debating or talking about here today, I recommend going to those meetings. UGB has their meeting tomorrow at 12:30, and I have the dates for the next 2 months. We meet monthly, so we'll have a draft tomorrow, and then at the next month we will vote for that specific proposal.
Why did you choose to introduce this legislation now, knowing that these are actively being amended, and also knowing that, I mean, there's been the amount of work that we've had to do on the back end of things to remove these types of things from all of everything that's posted on the website?
Yep, great question. The one reason for that is that this is a compliance measure, so you do it the moment you discover it. Kind of the more practical side of regarding the timing, since this term ends, if we want to make any last minute changes to allocations that take place during the next fiscal year, they need to be in compliance for that. And then with regards to work to make sure that these boards are in compliance with things like Senate Bill 125, if they are not in the KSUSJ statutes and we don't know that they're not in compliance, we cannot bring them back into compliance. So by putting it in the statutes, when we discover the issue, we can amend it and we can correct the issue as we go. I will also say this is going to go to committee, and if it's very clear that there will be serious legal problems with things like line 39, then I will consider it a friendly amendment.
Okay, any other questions or corrections for the author? Okay, we will go ahead and move on to the, is that 88? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to Bill 2526-89, codification of the K-State Union Governing Board bylaws. Is there a motion to consider Bill 89, Senator Brown?
I would consider the bill. I also would like to give him rights to some rights.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Chair Shirkey.
This is the exact same as the rec, but it's for the union. This clarifies that they have a functioning board and that we're, for now, going to recognize it as being in compliance with Chapter 14. And then if we need to amend their bylaws later because of compliance with state law or just because of the political agenda of the Senate, we will have the authority to do that because it'll be in our statutes. literally the exact same as the rec. All the membership stuff you see, all the bylaws, all the internal rules for the government, that's just what they already use. And as Alondra will tell you, these are actively being revised. And I will clarify on keeping us current as they continue to revise their governing documents, both here and at the rec and at any other governing boards. This is also something that the Strategic Oversight Committee is going to be tasked with going forward in order to ensure that our overall partnerships with agency and institutional partners are using up-to-date and unified governing regulations, and that's covered in different legislation.
Further questions or corrections for the author? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to Bill 252690, amendments to the KSU SGA statutes regarding universal funding requirements. Is there a motion to consider Bill 90? Senator Rudd.
I move to consider Bill 90 and allow the author to summarize. Second.
Okay, will the author please come forward? You may summarize.
I'm going to read the whole thing. Just kidding. Gotcha. So Bill 90 basically, so Max, Alondra, and I sat down with the Union Business Office and folks from SPY to kind of talk about, what are some current challenges that that RSOs, registered student organizations, are facing in kind of accessing kind of the funds. And over the past term, we've noticed through folks from internal audit that, folks aren't managing their financial accounts very well. There's not really a good transition of information and transfer of knowledge that's being passed down as folks continue to graduate from K-State and as leadership is passed on. And so you're seeing a lot of folks that just aren't really understanding where their bank accounts are, how to use the funds, how to access the funds, how do I pick up the check, what forms do I need to fill out. And so there's, again, a lack of continuity when it comes to receiving student allocations. And we're also seeing the same thing with our post-event form that folks that need to fill out after they've been allocated the funds and after their event, yet not everyone is doing it. And so basically what the changes do is basically requires that student organizations, a representative from those student organizations, typically their treasurer, will kind of do an annual training, which is, SPY wants to do like a virtual Zoom video thing that folks can watch so they can understand where their money's going. And of course, that they submit a post-event funding allocation report no later than 30 days after their event, because they should be doing that, but yet they aren't already doing that. And of course, the training also has been, the university or folks at SPY and the business office have looked at other universities to see what other colleges are doing. Ohio State was an example that they pulled up because they do something very similar. So, yeah.
Questions or corrections for the author? Chair Lilly.
Why is this not just applying to affiliated student organizations, since sponsored student organizations have their finances run by the department treasurer?
Sure.
Department?
I'll defer to Chair Black for that one.
Because we're finding that even though there are still a lot of issues with, there are probably more so issues with sponsored student orgs because there's not that knowledge between people working across various departments and universities.
Yeah.
Further questions or corrections? Chair Lilly.
So how does this fix the accountants not knowing what they're doing?
Chair Black.
Most of that's because the process for sponsored student orgs receiving funds is more difficult. For affiliated orgs, we just give them a check, they deposit it to their account. For sponsored orgs, they have to expense it to the account strings that are attached at the end of our bill. And that's kind of what this funding rule covers. It's not a direct transfer to your bank account, it's a transfer to this account that you are going to expense things to.
And this amendment too, isn't just specifically for one or the other. It's for any registered student organization that is requesting funds from SGA. Again, folks that are either affiliated or sponsored go through different processes, yet we've noticed from different accountants, different departments, different agencies, different colleges across campus, there is, again, a lack of knowledge that's being transferred on, and so folks don't really know how to access those funds. So that's why we've developed this kind of amendment to kind of circumvent that from happening, and hopefully in future years to come, there will be a kind of more streamlined process to receiving student funds.
Okay, anything else? All right, and next up we have the increase of the recreational complex maintenance reserve student services fee agreement. Is there a motion to consider Bill 91? Senator Freeman.
I move to consider Bill
Okay, fantastic.
Whereas the Student Services Fee Committee reviewed the request of the Recreational Complex Maintenance Reserve during the scheduled review cycle, and for context, that is now an annual cycle as opposed to a 3-year cycle. Whereas the Recreational Complex Maintenance Reserve account is used towards covering the expense of major maintenance projects undertaken by the complex, including the repair and/or replacement of fixed building property, a major part or component of structure, structural equipment that is not part of normal maintenance and ordinary repairs of the facility. Whereas the Recreational Complex Maintenance Reserve account currently holds $8,200,000, which may be utilized with approval of the Student Services Fee Committee. For reference, to anyone who's just laughing, I can't read numbers out loud. Never have been able to. Whereas the Recreational Complex Maintenance Reserve account has maintained an amount close to $1 million over the past several years to ensure that there is readily available funds in case of emergency damages to the complex, whereas the lack of funding above emergency levels has forced numerous larger maintenance projects, including floor replacements and ceiling repairs, to go uncompleted, whereas the Student Services Fee Committee is committed to ensuring the financial well-being of the student services fee, whereas increasing current maintenance funding would decrease the need for future costly emergency repairs and renovations, and whereas the Student Services Fee Committee voted 9-0 to recommend the following agreement to the Student Senate. And then beyond that, we have our standard contract language with one change that you're going to find on line 70. Any monies exceeding $50,000 must receive approval from the Student Services Fee Committee during a time when the Student Services Fee Committee is not, okay, that's just, yeah.
Questions or corrections for the author? Chair Lilly? Okay. Wow, they let you off easy.
I know, I love it. I think the important lesson here is it's okay if you can't read numbers out loud. You can chair a funding committee 3 years in a row. You know, live on those dreams, kids. I've been told multiple times to get tested for dyscalculia and dyslexia, and I just don't.
Okay, next up, we have the increase of the Recreational Services Repair and Replacement Student Services Fee Agreement. Is there a motion to consider and allow the author to summarize? Chair Lilly.
So moved.
Okay.
Whereas the Student Services Committee reviewed the request of Recreational Services Repair and Placement during the scheduled annual review, whereas Recreational Services Repair and Replacement Fund is currently used for building equipment repairs and replacement, including fitness equipment, and building furnishings at the Chester E. Peters Recreational Complex that are not fixed or a major part or component of the structure or structural equipment. Whereas the Student Services Fee Committee is committed to ensuring the financial well-being of the Student Services Fee, whereas increasing funding for repairs and replacement maintains quality of recreational services, whereas the Student Services Fee Committee voted 9-0 to recommend the following Student Services Fee Agreement to Student Senate. And then once again, we have our beautiful standard contract language up until line 68, where you're going to see a different change. We moved that to say $30,000 because they were coming in and requesting a lot of things, which took up a lot of valuable committee time.
Okay, questions or corrections for the author?
I'd like to note that line 22 should not have a highlight.
Okay, further questions or corrections? Wow. Okay, let's see if third time's a charm. Next up, we have Bill 252693, which is the increase of the Recreational Services Student Services Fee Agreement. Is there a motion to consider and allow the author to summarize? Senator Glasscock.
So.
Let's get a second. Okay.
This is the one for overall. Whereas Recreational Services Whereas the Student Services Fee Committee voted to review the recreational services during the scheduled annual review, whereas Recreational Services Department manages the Chester E. Peters Recreation Complex Center, Outdoor Rental Center, and associated outdoor recreation areas such as the playfields, tennis, basketball, and sand volleyball. Whereas Recreational Services manages the program areas of intramurals, sports clubs, fitness/well-being, climbing wall, and the free use of the Peters Recreational Complex, whereas the Student Services Fee Committee is committed to ensuring the financial well-being of the Student Services Fee, whereas decreases in facility and alumni, faculty and alumni memberships, and the elimination of state funding for recreational services has reduced external funding sources by over $200,000 compared to the pre-pandemic levels, whereas the recreational services operating budget is expected to run a deficit of $200,016,987 in FY28, whereas without additional funding, high fees will have to be imposed to continue auxiliary services such as intramurals, pricing students out of those activities. Whereas given the changing climate around esports, the committee recommended a thorough evaluation of its cost. Whereas the Student Services Fee Committee is determined that $120,000 increase to the recreational services operations line item would balance out their budget for the coming 3 years, whereas this proposed increase would represent 8.25% increase to recreational services operating budget, and whereas this increase would bring their total operating budget to $1,500,074.80. Whereas the Student Services Fee Committee voted 9-0 to recommend the following Student Services Fee Agreement to the Student Senate. And there were no notable changes made to the contract language that deviate from their previous contracts.
Okay, questions or corrections? Chair Black.
Yeah, so you mentioned that they're running at a deficit of 216,000 and that you're kind of recommending they get rid of esports and you're giving them 120,000. Are you saying that, like, you think they're still gonna run at a deficit or they're spending 90,000 on esports right now?
The committee took the stance that we were not going to make any judgment on esports, given that that was not within our purview or authority. It's our job to advise and to overview the use of student dollars. However, we don't make it a habit of going line item by line item with an entity and telling them what they can and can't spend dollars on. We recommend reviewing esports, given that there's a very changing climate around that sport, and that it isn't necessarily fulfilling all of the dreams and hopes that we had for it to become a major D1 player like was expected 6 years ago when esports was brought onto the scene. And we're just requesting that admin review that fee and the cost per student. And other than that, our increase is intended to balance out their budget. We took the amount that they requested to bring them to a balanced budget, and we subtracted some of that to compensate for esports as more of a symbolic gesture that we don't want student funds going towards that, more than as a definitively we as Student Services Fee Committee are saying no longer fund this. We do recognize that there is immense value in esports, but we're also put in a position where we have to make very hard choices about what is the best for students and what can we put our money towards that helps the most students possible and gets everyone the most bang for their buck. Because we recognize that $480 is not a light fee amount and it should be used very conscientiously.
Follow-up.
Granted.
So I guess you believe, or the committee believes that the 120,000 will have them no longer running on a deficit?
Yes.
Even though their deficit is over 200,000?
Yeah, our goal is to get them as close to a balanced budget as possible. If they choose to continue running on a deficit, that is something for next year's committee to acknowledge and take into account. Obviously, I've been on this committee for 4 years. I have rarely seen us take the amount requested and just give that back to them, no questions asked, no cuts asked. Typically, they bring an amount and say, this will get us a balanced budget, this is our dream situation, this is what we really need, and we look at what we have and what we can afford and what we can do with the greatest sense of caution and fiscal responsibility, and we give them back as much as we think that we can, or we cut as much as we think that we have to. So we didn't fulfill their entire ask, but if we did, that would be wildly beyond what I've seen previous committees do.
Further questions or corrections for the author? Chair Black?
I don't think everybody hates me enough yet, but where is it looking like as far as fee increases in general are going? Because I know that there are, all three large entities are needing help coming out of COVID.
I don't want to speak on this too definitively yet, as the committee has not voted on anything, which does not necessarily give me any authority to speak on their behalf for that decision. But I would say from my end as chair, it is looking incredibly likely that we will have a nominal fee increase coming out of the committee this year, simply to account for inflation, even without accounting for the fact that our big three, the union, the rec, and Lafine, are asking for sizable increases. It has simply been 3 years since we've done a fee increase, which, following any common sense track of logic, says we probably need to do something to account for inflation in that time. So the committee is actively having those discussions. It's looking like our timeline right now, if we do bring it to Senate, we'll have it be introduced on the last Senate of the year. And I think this is a great opportunity to bring that to everyone's attention right now, because you'll hear me say it potentially during the last Senate of the term that we are special ordering a fee increase. I would encourage you not to frame that as a rushed thing at the end. That is the committee dragging out our discussion into the very last moment and still having these very crucial conversations about what is essential to students and how can we still make student life at K-State as brilliant as it can be and as great as it can be and provide all these students while also limiting the costs to individuals. So if that gets special ordered, if that comes out of committee, I apologize in advance. It is because it is a 3-year ongoing conversation that has been happening since the day I joined this committee, and we're still actively arguing it out. It is not something we take lightly.
Okay, further questions or corrections? All right, thanks, Sam.
Never a dull moment.
Okay, and next up we will have the definition of the strategic plan. Is there a motion to consider Bill 252694? Senator Carey, sorry.
Second.
All right, the author is on Zoom.
Madam Speaker, can you clarify if the author is allowed to summarize?
Senator Biswell.
I move to allow the author to summarize.
You may summarize.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Senate. So this is another required piece of legislation. So every year, well, theoretically every year, we haven't done it in the past few years. We're a little behind. The Senate is supposed to give directives to the Strategic Oversight Committee. So unlike the other committees, which have like a strict financial mandate, you know, they're allocated this much money to spend on this sort of thing, or they have, you know, specific statutory duties like ops that are required to keep the lights on. The statutory duty of strategic oversight depends on what the Senate has passed during those prior years. They're supposed to define a document called the strategic plan in the statutes. Our strategic plan is like 3 years out of date, which is, of course, not great. This legislation, broadly speaking, it contains 6 objectives. These are from work that the committee has done during the prior year. Some of them are because of resolutions the Senate passed that kind of compel us to act on that issue. And then some of them are issues that we worked on in partnership with our colleagues in the executive and judicial branches. Some of them were sent by administration to kind of develop collaborative policies. But generally, what this legislation does is it, paired with a bunch of transition documents that myself and the other committee members give to the next oversight team, gives them a set of instructions on how to continue policies that don't really cleanly fit into a financial committee mandate. I can answer questions on some of these objectives, but I'm not the principal investigator, like the one in charge of every single one of these objectives. I delegated that to some of my committee members, and so for some of the objectives, I'm going to refer questions to the resident expert on that objective. Any questions?
No
on
questions
any
or corrections for the author.
I'm very
Wow.
surprised if there's no corrections, because I guarantee you there's a typo somewhere in this document.
Well, that's what being referred to committees for. So, just kidding. All right. Is there really no questions or corrections? Crazy. All right.
Great,
Philip,
okay.
You're off the hook. And finally, we have Resolution 252646, the approval of fiscal year 2027 SCTE allocations. Is there a motion to consider Resolution 46? Senator Rudd.
I move to consider resolution 46 and allow the speaker to summarize.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, so Tech has two pools of funding, and this is just the second pool of funding, the SCTE, which is just like seed money and like new programs and initiatives. And we considered 8 proposals, and we were able to fund all 8. We have a budget of $465,000 and $465 and $460. The 8 proposals that we're able to fund was the absent verification support specialist, undergraduate research amplification project, the hazing prevention conduct coordinator, bike rack cameras for Kramer Complex, the virtual reality of horticulture production labs, expanding Crimser Language Center, remodeling quantitative learning center, and the IT equipment checkout. We had a total requesting of $505,193, but we were able to allocate all of our budget. The one that we cut on was the remodeling of the quantitative learning center. They had 2 line items, and so we funded at least one of the line items, and they can come back next year and ask for more money, but that is what we were able to fund.
Questions or corrections for the author? Chair Alvarez.
I just have a question for the order of recipients on section 3. What is it, like line 46? Should we move Lynn after Ethan Erickson, or I don't know what the semantics are there, because like order of importance or whatever?
We can. I can do that. When
Friendly, is that a friendly amendment?
Yeah. Friendly amendment. We'll go with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it in committee, so we'll be good to go.
Period.
Chair Lilly.
Point of information, I think it's only organized that way because it gets sent to Linton and then Ethan and the Board of Regents approve it.
Hence why I asked. Thank you.
So leave it.
I don't care.
I don't care. I just asked.
Oh, Chair Shirky.
I have a question for the author. Can you give us a very brief but still somehow magically very comprehensive summary of these 8 objectives? Because they all sound very interesting.
Yeah. So the absence verification support specialists, they're just like the people that whenever you request for an absence, like a K-State verified absence, they look over all of it. And then the undergraduate, they are just providing more resources for students to do undergrad research. And then the hazing prevention conduct coordinator, this is a new one. They wanted someone to look at hazing reports. They didn't have anyone, and they was taking away from deans having to do their regular job. So this will just have someone doing it. And then the bike rack cameras at Kramer Complex, they're currently putting a whole bunch of new cameras all throughout campus.
Hey guys, let's let crosstalk.
Someone had specifically asked for this to get done, so they are doing that right now. And then the virtual reality for horticulture production labs.
Guys, it is so disrespectful to be talking that loudly while the author is reading. Okay, you may continue.
So the horticultural program, there's online students, and she wanted to provide more opportunities for them to learn about it. So they get to have VR sets. She's gonna get 20, and you're taking the class online, you get to learn about it through a VR headset. And then the expanding the Kramer Language Center, that's and I can't remember the building. Eisenhower, they have like a language center, and so like whenever they have requests for things to get like done, like to translate and stuff, they'll be able to like have someone to do that instead of taking away from someone else's job. And then the remodeling of the quantitative learning center, that's over in Cardwell, just like the tutoring center. They want to like remodel the whole thing and like get new furniture and everything. And then the library wants to get more cameras for students to be able to check out. So there's going to be more like cameras and like recorders for people.
Tracy Shanik.
Could you give us some more context on the bike rack cameras and kind of where that idea originated from?
I believe that was Ben that wanted more cameras around Kramer. There's going to be an addition, I could be wrong, of 4, I believe. I don't know if the committee members remember. 3 or 4 new cameras that'll be all around Kramer. And they're going to start working on that once they get the funding. Because like they have a strategic plan of like 4 different stages, and like it was just going to be later on, but since students wanted it sooner, they're doing it now.
Tracy Shanik.
This question is just a shameless plug to congratulate Senator Richenberg on getting a project out of SAC and into TAC. Not SAC, SOC, sorry, loves.
All right, any further questions or corrections? Anyone on Zoom? All right, great. And with that, we will go ahead and move into our second open period. Do we have any? Actually, I am the second open period speaker. Did you get my email perchance? Amazing. Yeah, it's the joint city commission. It's just the graphic. Okay, I'm just sharing an update from Cabinet. So on March 5th, we will go ahead, or we will be hosting the annual SGA Manhattan City Commission joint meeting to discuss the current topics related to Manhattan and K-State. The meeting will include updates on construction projects and goals for the 2 organizations in the upcoming year. We also have a panel discussion with city commissioners and SGA leaders to provide insights into the current state of Manhattan. So all students are welcome, so please bring your friends along. And just to note, we will be having Senate following this meeting. So anything I can answer? If not, this will be sent in the SGA email, and then as it'll probably be posted in the Teams. Okay, anything else? Great. And then second open period speakers, Senator Tao.
Good evening, everyone. It's me again. So I am a pre-law member, a pre-law student, and I was chosen to found a co-ed pre-law and government fraternity here at K-State. This will be the first one in all of Kansas. There are currently other chapters in the process of being made. There's about 15 nationwide, but there are none in the Midwest. I am currently recruiting members, either if you want a position of leadership or just to be a general founding member. This is open to everybody, regardless of major. If you're interested in government, like we're in here, you're more than welcome. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities for volunteering and community building. And yeah, you can email me at AMTEOH, or our title is Kappa Alpha Pi, Co-ed Pre-Law and Government Fraternity. So if you email KSU Kappa Alpha Pi at Gmail, I will also respond. Yeah, question?
Sarah Hoffman.
Yeah, this sounds like a really cool opportunity. How long do you expect this to take in order to successfully found this organization?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the process. So right now I have 7 executive board members already. I have an advisor. It's just the process of going through with the recognized student organizations. I am not entirely informed on the affiliated versus sponsored, but we have opportunity for sponsorship through the university right now, especially as we have a unique position, as there are no other pre-law fraternities on campus. So we have a lot of opportunity for funding there. It's just a matter of how we register ourselves. But that should be done hopefully before before spring break. Yeah. Any other questions? Awesome, thank you.
All right, any other second open period speakers? Senator Hoffman.
Hello. Once again, not about my band, but it is about cameras. I got in contact, thanks to Senator Richenberg, with some people at the police department, and so I'm going to meet with them early next week about how that data is being stored, what it's for, and all that. So if any of you guys have questions or even want to come to the meeting with me, let me know. I would enjoy hearing you guys' concerns if you're data privacy freaks like I am. Questions?
Chair Lilly.
How many cameras do they have?
Actually, I don't know. They didn't tell me. That's a good question.
Granted.
Do you know if they're like outdoor? Are they like all indoors or they're outdoor?
The only ones the ones I've seen are mainly outdoors. I've only seen outdoor ones that noticed them.
Any other questions? Great. All right, any other second open period speakers? Chair Suchanek.
Happy Cookie Challenge. This is the best Senate of the year, and if I've said that before, I lied. Next week, I think it's next week. Is that next week? Someone confirm. Thank you, Chase. Next week, you can pick up cookies at Kappa Delta House before coming here, and you can eat your cookies all Senate long, and it will make you so happy because I promise next week is going to be incredibly long, and I'm also going to submit like 4 pieces of legislation. So buckle up, buttercups, and get some cookies. We compete against the KU chapter of Kappa Delta, which is bigger than us, and Pan Love, I love them. They have the practice of using their own chapter's funds to buy as many boxes of cookies plus one that they need to beat us at the 11th hour. So we need to work very hard to sell as many Girl Scout cookies as possible in order to beat them and keep our trophy. Last year was the first year that we won in 10 years, and that is in a big thanks to the work in this room of eating cookies. So if you like cookies and you hate KU, scan that QR code. And if you're really nice and you text me and you're like, hey, I ordered cookies, but I don't want to go through the drive-thru, will you bring them to Senate for me? Yes, I will, because I will be working my shift until 6:30 and I will be here by 7 by cookies.
Oh, were there questions? Oh, Senator Freeman, did you have a question back there?
Yeah, I just wanted to know which cookies I should, what's the best flavor?
Okay. That's a complicated question. You'd think it wouldn't be, but it is. I'm from Illinois, so Thin Mints are my favorite. Since moving to Kansas, y'all have the sucky Thin Mints that come from the different bakeries. There's the ABC bakery, and there's the other one. I was never a Girl Scout. The Thin Mints here are not very good.
Shots fired.
And if you've only ever had Thin Mints from Kansas, you'd think these are decent until you have Thin Mints from the East Coast. Now, those are supreme. So I would recommend instead some lemonades or maybe some Samoas, whatever you're into. I know coconut's like an acquired taste, but I like Samoas personally.
Senator Rudd.
Question. How are you guys able to sell Girl Scout cookies?
Oh, that's a really good question. We host the Girl Scouts. Have you ever been yelled at by an 8-year-old girl to go bring her 12 more boxes of cookies? It's the best. So they take over our house. They're in charge. They took over the parking lot. They're in charge. My job for the shift I signed up for is they take the orders, they tell me what to do, and I do it as quickly and as well as possible in order to avoid getting scolded. They're baddies, and I respect it. I want to be them when I grow up.
Senator Tail.
Do you have any comment on the rising prices?
I think $6 is kind of a lot for cookies. Do I think being a Girl Scout could be a little bit of a scam? Maybe. But I'm in a sorority, so I have no room to speak, and I also think it's really great exposure for these young girls to be in a sorority house, to get this opportunity to work with money at such a young age, to do that mental math in their head, to be in leadership positions and managerial positions telling us sorority women what to do. And then in exchange, we also work with them throughout the year. And we're the only sorority on campus that has both a community service that we're connected to and philanthropy. Oh, is that wrong?
Sorry.
Correct me. No, go.
She fight us both on the run of the Foothill.
Okay, hot. Okay, cool. So I recruited for 2 years, and they told us that incorrectly. I blame PHC, sorry. But we do community service with the Girl Scouts. We bring them into our house. We attend their events, and we try to be really good, positive role models for them. # love Greek life. Happy Greek week.
Happy Greek week.
Any other questions? Sorry, I cannot see who that is. Sorry, Senator Holmes or Chair Holmes. There's a head right here. I'm
looking
sorry.
straight at her.
Continue.
Bro! Is there like a new flavor? Isn't there usually like a new flavor?
What's the new flavor?
Yes. There is a new flavor, and you can only find that out when you scan that QR code. It's going to be the top flavor listed.
Chair Black.
What's the review on the new flavor? Do you have any inside information?
Have you tried it?
I think that
Because I just got a box.
I think life is short and life is beautiful, and I don't think you should base your opinions on this based on someone else's opinions. I think you should base your opinions on this based on your own personal opinions. So if you have $6 in your bank account to spare, I think you should really take that opportunity to explore new experiences and really open yourself up to a brand new flavor.
What's your honest opinion? I'm about to buy a box.
I think that Girl Scout cookies are a fun annual treat that allows you to support me personally.
Way to beat around the bush.
As a member of Kappa Delta, I think
The people want to know.
I think that if you respect,
as much as I hate this, time for questions has expired.
Wow, is there a motion? Chair Lilly.
I move to suspend the rules and extend the time for questions by 5 minutes.
I think this is somehow the longest I've ever been at the microphone in all of my years here. I think that if you respect at least 8% of what I've done as chair, you should not respect my opinion on Girl Scout cookies and try it for yourself. You know?
Are there any? Wait, I'm so sorry. I can't. I think I put the wrong contacts. My smart. Emerging leader.
I'm emerging leader Casey. Question: Are we able to online order them like right now, or just
Yes.
later?
The link is open until, I want to say, the 2nd. Yeah, online order form closes on March 2nd at midnight. So you can online order them up until then, or you can still get them on the day of. I think it starts at about 5 p.m. You can go to the Kappa Delta house. It's over there by AGD. It's near the Center for Child Development, the old police department. It's got the green shutters. And there will be Girl Scouts and people dressed as Clovers and Girl Scout cookies jumping around on the front lawn. I've never had those jobs, thank God.
Oh, Derek, do you have a question?
Take cash.
Oh.
I will if you want me to go deliver you an order via cash, or you can show up to the house and you can do cash, card, Venmo maybe?
Yeah, my phone won't reach my QR code.
No, we can get one of these youngins to run up to the front and.
Yeah. This is what our beautiful parley's for. Okay. Or we can Zoom maybe.
This is true.
Happy Cookie Challenge. Also, if there's any other emerging leaders in the room, my time's extended. Shout out to you guys all coming.
Close enough, Derek? No. A little closer now.
I think KSUSJ is going to single-handedly win Kappa Delta this trophy.
God, we better.
I think so. Did you get it? Great.
I can't believe I almost sat down without questions.
Wow, what an exciting time to be alive. Senator Biswell.
Could you sing us the Capitol song?
Oh, maybe after.
No.
All right, and it is actually 9:15, so yeah. Are there any other questions? Oh, Senator Zacko. Oh, not a question?
Oh, it's just
Okay, everybody, it is with deep regret that I share.
All right, everyone lock in. Lock in.
Lock in, guys. Damn. It is with deep regret that I share that I inadvertently left Reagan off of the list of my amazing emerging leaders that made Senate. I scanned the list one time. Reagan O'Farrell, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Everyone give it up for Reagan. Also, if I missed anyone else, someone tell me right now, because
Reagan and I and Evelyn are in the same 600 level class, so shout out Reagan.
I love Reagan.
Such
She's
a smart
the best.
cookie.
Yeah, okay. Yay, emerging leader.
All right, further second open period speakers. Okay, parliamentarian cook.
I promise I'll be really fast. Check your guys' email. There was a Senate superlative form that just got sent out. I've been checking as people have been filling it out. I think we have 12 responses. I want to see as many as possible because I really want some funny superlatives for you guys to come up with. So please fill it out. Any questions?
I'll say tentative deadline for that is March 3rd, so I can print them out. So please do that.
Cool. Any other second open period speakers? Wow. Okay. And for reference of legislation, we're going to go ahead and go right down the line. So Bill 79, 80, 81, and 82 will be referred to the Community Engagement Committee. Bills 83, 84, 85, and 86 will be referred to student allocations. 87, 88, 89 will be referred to Senate operations. 91, 92, 93 will be referred to student services fee. Bill 94 will be referred to strategic oversight, and Resolution 46 will be referred to tech. And I already referred those to your guys' teams. So, and with that, we will go ahead and Senate shoutouts.
Yes, Senate shoutouts are back. Today we have 131 Senate shoutouts.
Why didn't you guys submit them when I was pro tem? You guys make me sad.
It's all dang Taco Bell ones anyway, so. Okay, I'll get started. Shout out to our mom, Evelyn, being back, even if Mommy's Little Meatball did an okay job. Thank you so much.
I did not, in fact, give up Senate for Lent, so I'll be here the rest of the season.
It made me LOL out loud. Shout out to Max taking Senate to Taco Bell. Bong. I thought we had a first open period speaker. I bet 10:32. I know they canceled. I'm sorry. So you guys are lucky. I think we might actually get out of here early. That was set at 7:46. Shout out to the winners of the elections. Congrats. Shout out to the occasional Taco Bell sound. Shout out to going through this meeting fast. Yeah, too early for that one, huh? Shout out to random sounds. Dang, senators saw the agenda and decided to speedrun tonight. Happy election day. Andrew sounded like an AI bot with how he's sounding off names. Thank you. Hold on. Shout out to Limit Crosstalk in the Chamber. Fill up with some bars and a fire haircut. Got to California, had to change it up, huh? Shout out to Taco Bell. Philip loved the haircut. Real got lined up real good. Shout out to Phil on Zoom. Hashtag comeback our Senate AI. Shout out emerging leaders. Shout out Christian. Can't read that one, but Trick so I'm not reading the rest of that. I feel like more crosstalk would be fun. Shout out Evelyn for clocking everyone tonight. We missed you, Queen. Shout out to Carson, you're amazing. April Teo, she was active in committee from day one and displayed empathy, passion, and rationality in her first debate. Shout out Philip's hand being raised almost always. Shout out to everyone playing solitaire. I like solitaire too. Shout out Anna, I love you, my perfect Pookie. Shout out to $10. Shout out to Joseph for being a big fan of pipes. Shout out to Benifer, hey there, happy holidays. Shout out to Ben for being a Pookie. Shout out to Be My Mistress, it's relevant again. Shout out to Jacob for not knowing Sam's name despite the fact that he has known her for 4 years. Shout out to Jacob for moving to allocate his own club more money. Shout out Cooper, my favorite guy. Shout out ChatGPT speeches. Shout out to me, Chair Suchanik, for not being able to find my placard and raising a photo calzone recipe that my boss gave me instead. Shout out to this calzone recipe is prepared with homemade calzone dough and a savory filling of ricotta, mozzarella, mushrooms, and garlicky spinach. It sounds delicious. Hey, mommy, your meatball misses you. Hey there, little mama, come over here and give your meatball a kiss. Wrap it up. I think you guys need to have more fun. Sam reading numbers in a girl math kind of way. Whoa, Sam, you're really making SSF look super rich with the huge numbers in the warehouse clauses. Sam is proof you can be a funding chair with dyscalculia. Sam's dyscalculia making us think SSF has enough money to send a lucky student to the moon. Shout out to Senator Carson Lund. If he wrote himself in, he would not have tied. No SSF questions. Y'all are going to be real confused next week. I moved to get Sam a dyslexia and dyscalculia test as her SGA farewell gift. How do I make Senate longer? I bet we'd be here way later. Shout out to Sam for looking incredible. Love the outfit diva. Going to be surprised if Andrew doesn't win the social butterfly, knows everyone's name superlative. He literally takes attendance. That's right. Easy. Max asking hella questions because he bet 10:30. Shout out to Joseph. Yeah, your parlay isn't really working out for you, huh? Shout out to Joseph sitting in the front row despite not being able to control any of his facial expressions. Shout out to GroupMe. Evelyn, you popped up today. That's my speaker. Philip stretching this out. Shout out to Cappadocia having the plug on Girl Scout cookies. Please take the bell to her max. I'm going insane. Shout out to using our inside voices, period. Shout out to Ben the Bike Man. Shout out to Evelyn telling everyone to shut up. Shout out to Tech. Shout out to you thought we were getting out here early. Well, shout out to the ideas. Shout out Wyatt Brown. Yay, Ben. Go cameras. Shout out James Richburg. James, did you live up to the Tuba Valentine?
Yes.
Yes. Sienna Delbarel is such a lucky woman, my roommate. Shout out Ben's bike getting stolen, so no, everyone's bike will be safe with $40,000. Hello, Evelyn, long time no see. Welcome back. Shout out to the Taco Bell sound. We were all Pavloved. Fire, 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 fire. Shout out to Ben for having his bike stolen. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to April being unbothered. Shout out Max playing the Taco Bell sound. Shout out to the spy cameras. Will Grey Garden be hosting a concert during Fakes? Is Grey Garden performing during Fakes? Okay, that's a no. Can Jacob please talk about not his band Pretty Please with extra cherry on top? Shout out to being a privacy freak. Shout out to Evelyn being very on top of everything tonight. She's the best. Shout out to self-proclaimed camera freak Jacob Hoffman. Yay, cookie challenge. Shout out Girl Scout cookies. Hang with Tang. Taco Bell Bell. Taco Bell Bell. Shout out I hate KU. I will scan. Taco Bell Bell. More Taco Bell. Shout out to Philip dropping cookies in the chat. 500 Taco Bells. Do these people not drink? I have plans tonight. Shout out to Big Backs in attendance. Crying. Can you eat Jimmy John's any louder? Taco Bell, $6 cookies is this crumble. Working with the Girl Scouts is how Sam has enough patience to be in SJ this long. #UNC. $6 cookies, are they gold? If I buy $20 of cookies, can I go home? If you're not at Aggieville after this, are you even cool? Molly Zach go. I love cookies, but I love drinking more. Not me, a quote. Unfortunately, can we go home yet? Unfortunately, we're trying to go to Tubby's, so please be quiet. Over, under, how many? You know who else takes cash? Tubby's. That's right, $10 tonight. Walk in. And Philip, what happened? James draws. That's it for Senate shoutouts.
Okay, and now we're going to move into our second roll call. All right, if everyone can lock in for like the last 2 minutes, we can get you out of here, and then you can go to Tubby's. So.
Yeah. Club. Okay. Alvarez.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
Benson. Black. Biswell. Brown Logan. Brown M. Logan. Is he online? Okay. Brown Wyatt. Carey. Coke. Dunn. Dominguez. Erickson. Freeman. George. I got you. Glasscock. Guru Shinker. Halstead. Heller. Oh, Halstead's right here. Heller. Oh, not here? Okay, bye. Hernandez. Holmes. Holzmeister. Hoffman. Kramer. Kornrathna.
Here.
Kraus. Jacobson. Hassan Shakib. Landwehr. Lilly. Mickey. Mitchell. Naughton. Oh, excuse. Ohm. Olingunju. Otto.
Here.
Perry. Polenko Castro. Potter.
Here.
Pray. Rafferty. Rogers.
Oh, here by Roxy.
Who's here? Where'd he go? Rudd. Scarborough. Shellhaze. Stricky.
Here.
Shasavari.
Here.
Solis. Okay. All right. Sushanik.
Here.
Tio.
Here.
Till. Trump. Zacho.
Here.
I miss anyone? Well, I missed you, James? I got you.
I think he's just doing a motion for adjournment.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And with that, do we have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Chair Lily. Pipe down back there. Okay. Do we have a motion, people? Chair Lily.
I move to adjourn until next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Meeting adjourned.